and welcome back to the My Realtor Jaleesa Buyers series. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Jaleesa and I'm a realtor here in the Twin Cities area of Minnesota. And I'm so excited to have you for today's video, which is all about the process of going from thinking about purchasing your first property to actually moving into it and what the timing looks like as well. So I've broken it down into 8 steps. The first step is deciding that you're purchasing a house, and that's a big deal because it does take planning, and making that decision is awesome. So congratulations, I assume that's why you're here today. And that leads me to step 2, which is to choose your realtor and your lender. So if you're in the area and you've already decided that I'm gonna be a realtor, I would love to refer you to a lender. And the reason that I say that is because as a realtor, I've already made relationships with a lot of people in my industry that I know work really well. And part of helping to streamline your process as a buyer is to know that I am working with people who are really good at what they do and have really good communication, and that I know will take care of you. And so for that reason, I highly recommend that if you've already got a realtor, ask them for help finding a lender, and vice versa. If you already know a lender, I highly recommend that you ask them who they know that they work with that has a really good relationship with them, because that can really help to streamline your process. Once you've chosen your realtor and your lender, the next step is to get pre-approved and or pre-qualified. So here's a really quick rundown of the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification. The pre-qualification is basically less formal, and what it means is that you go to the lender, you give them your financial information, and they will give you an idea of what your buying power might look like. A pre-approval, however, is what is used when you're actually ready to make the offer, and that requires a credit pull and is an actual official document that says that the lender is backing the fact that you are financially able to make the purchase. So the difference here is that if you feel like you are just in the ideation stages of thinking about purchasing a house, then a pre-qualification might be good enough, because at least it gives you an idea of what you can afford. And if you're feeling like you're closer to being ready to make a purchase, then I would say go for doing the full-on pre-approval, because once you have that, we can start shopping and we can actually make offers. So the next step is to choose your criteria. And if you've already gotten your pre-qualification or your pre-approval, you've already got part of the puzzle because you've got a budget. The other parts of that you want to think about are your location, the amounts of bedrooms and bathrooms, and any other criteria you might have. Maybe you need a fenced-in yard or a certain amount of garage spaces, anything like that. And at that point, what you'll also do is set up a auto search with your realtor where you can actually start looking at potential homes. And I recommend doing this early in your buying process, even if you're not ready to pull the trigger, because it's a really great way for you to start getting to know the area that you are interested in. And it also will help you become an expert as to what to expect as far as affordability when you're ready to make your purchase. The pre-approval process in and of itself can really take a matter of a day or two. It's just about getting all of the right documents to the lender. And then as far as setting up your search, I can do that right away, and it's just a matter of finding the right place for you to want to take a look, which leads us to the next step, which is doing your shopping. So when it comes to shopping for your first home, there are a couple of ways to schedule your viewings. First, there's the in-person tours, which are tried and true and I highly recommend. But during this season, something that has become very popular is doing virtual tours. And basically, there are 2 ways to do it. A lot of listings now do 3D Matterport tours, and basically what that allows you to do is to click through the listing as if you were there in person. Another option is that I can actually schedule the tour and do a video conference with you so that you can look at the house as well. So there are a lot of ways that you can do your shopping, and it really just depends on what your needs are, and I'm happy to help you with that. I will be making a separate video that will go more into detail about some of the the tips and tricks that I have when it comes to showings, but just know I'm here for you, and it's one of my favorite parts of the process. So once you've found the home that you want, the next step is to make your offer. And depending on where we're at, the price point, the location, whether or not there are other offers on the table, I'm gonna help you come up with the right strategy so that we win the offer. So basically the next step is having the offer made and accepted and getting to the closing table. So I've lumped this all into one big process. It typically lasts from 30 to 45 days. That process includes having your inspection, getting the appraisal, potentially having a FHA inspection, having the title work done. There's a lot of background noise that goes into that, which I will definitely go into detail at a future date, but just know that this process typically takes between 30 to 45 days. That leads us to the last day, which is closing day, and that's the day that you sign all of the documentation that makes the house yours and you finally get to move in.
Yay!
If you found this information useful, please check out my other videos. Also, I have a website, myrealtorjaleesa.com, where you can find all kinds of other resources as well. See you next time.